Hey guys, Lindsay here. Welcome back to my channel. So I just got home from work. I have the house completely to myself because my husband and son are going away to the beach for the night. So I got the house to myself. I'm actually in a slightly energetic mood to where I kind of want to film. Sometimes I just don't always want to film when I get home from work, but I actually kind of want to film, and my face is kind of already done just from work. Pretty much this is what I wear to work, just mascara. What can I say? I value sleep in the morning. But I figured I just kind of wanted to film something quick and fun and easy since I had a little bit of extra time. So I figured why not go ahead and do the ColourPop multi-palette bingo, the monochromatic palette bingo that I kept saying I wanted to do. And technically when I said I wanted to do it, we only had up to the blue palette. Now we have the yellow palette. So this is gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna include the Soul palette just because I don't consider this a monochromatic palette. It's not. I love the tones in here, don't get me wrong, but this is not an orange palette or a peach palette. I really just don't feel like it is, so I'm not going to include this one. I am only going to include the ones that they pitched as their monochromatic palettes. So we've got the pink, purple, red, green, blue, and yellow palettes with whatever variations of tones are in there. I've actually never even used the purple palette, to be honest, and I've only used the pink palette once. I kind of bought those when they all went on sale not long ago, but I've used the other ones in looks on my channel. So I figured since we have 6 palettes, I will just grab one color from each palette, and then I might pull in a highlighter for the inner corner if I don't get a light shade out of one of these. So let me go ahead and pull up the random generator and we will go ahead and start picking the shadows. All right, so I'm just gonna go in the order that the palettes were released. So we will start off with the pink Ooh La La palette. All right, so we've got 1 through 9 on the generator. Let's see what we get. Number 7. Number 7 is this shade right here, Trove. Honestly, not what I was hoping I was going to get with the pink palette, but whatever. Next up, we have purple, It's My Pleasure palette. And let's see what we get here. Number 7 again. Okay, I'm not against that. That is Mr. Sandman. Now's where it's going to start getting interesting though. Next, I have Main Squeeze. Let's see what we get for this one. It better not be 7 again, because that's just ridiculous. I might draw again if I get a 7 again. We're drawing again. I'm not gonna do 7s all across the board. That's ridiculous. 6, thank you. All right, 6 is Big Gulp. I guess when you have small numbers like that, you're very likely to get the same ones over and over, but I want a little variety in this thing. I don't want it to all be the darker colors. Maybe that's cheating. I really don't care. It's my bingo. All right, next up, it's Just My Luck. Let's see what we get here. This one doesn't stamp as well. Watch it be 7. 5. Okay, so 5 is the kind of goldish green Mary Jane. Kind of just looks straight gold when you put it next to all these colors. And then Blue Moon, like that. So let's see what we get here. Number 3. So that is this light shade right here, Moonlight. This is one of my favorites because I really do love the blue pastel. It's a very interesting mix with the colors I've got going on right now though. This is not quite the rainbow look I thought it was gonna turn out to be. And last but not least, my Hufflepuff palette, the Honey palette. Let's see what we get with this one. Number 8. I am perfectly happy with that. That is the beautiful bright yellow, but Oh Behave, not Buzzkill, Oh Behave. All right, so these are my colors from all of the ColourPop palettes. It's really strange. You wouldn't even, I don't think if you looked at this, you would even know that I had a green and a purple palette in here because yeah, this one kind of looks purple, but not that much. And that one just looks straight up gold. So yeah, we're gonna use this palette. This does really make me want to do this again. Like maybe next month I'll do another palette bingo with all of these palettes. Maybe they'll have released another one by then. But I think it would be interesting to see what you get a second time around because that's not really what I was expecting, but we're gonna go with it. So let me zoom you in and we will get started. Okay, so I think I wanna start out with the yellow, the matte yellow. I'm gonna get a small, let's see, I think I'll use this brush right here. And I'm gonna pack this into the inner part of the crease. I think I'm gonna do kind of like a yellow to pink to red crease, kind of like a little sunset-y type of look. See how that goes. Just kind of packing that color on first, and then I'll kind of wiggle back and forth to buff it out. I don't wanna blow it out too much on this upper portion. I think I'm just gonna go that far. Okay, I'm gonna jump to the main squeeze palette. So for that one, we had Big Gulp. I think I'm just gonna keep using the same brush. I just used my color switch to clean it off. So go into Big Gulp, and I'm gonna work this on the outer part. And then I will blend them together in the center. I'm just gonna kind of connect it down in a little triangle. I don't wanna go crazy with this. And then again, just kind of softly start blending this. Add a little more on here. And then I'm gonna switch to a dense blending brush just so I can blend a bit of that color better so that it's not such a harsh kind of wing. Then a little bit more of the original bright yellow shade. Just gonna kind of help intensify that a little bit better and blend it together at the center so that you have a little bit of a gradient, kind of turns a bit more orange in the center. And then I'm gonna take the deeper shade from the Ooh La La palette, which was this little guy right here. I think I'm gonna take it on this little fat brush and try to work that into this little outer part, see if it deepens up any. Kind of blends a little weirdly. I haven't used this one. I think I'm also going to use this color to line the lower lash line, so let me go ahead and do that. So same thing, this Trove shade, get that on a angled liner brush, and I'm going to line the lower lash line with that. I'm going to go ahead and go all the way across, and then I'm going to do that little kind of angle down that I do so that I can fill it in with a shimmer, and we'll pop that yellowish gold shade down there. All right, that's pretty, I like that. I'm gonna kind of just work back and forth to kind of buff it down a little bit. I think I'm gonna end up putting the blue on the lower lash line is my plan, like smoke it out underneath. So, kind of just going back and forth randomly here. What else do we need to use? Let's go ahead and just use the blue, just because I said I was going to. So that is this shade up here, Moonlight. I'm gonna use it on this fluffy kind of flat brush and go underneath the lower lash line. And it's a nice, pretty pale color, so I don't feel bad about being a little blended and blown out with it. Let's go ahead and mix these two together, make it kind of turn a little purple out here and see what that does. I don't know how purple it's going to turn, not too much, but it's actually kind of pretty. I like that. I think I am definitely going to do a wing liner. I haven't really done wing liner much lately, but I think with this look, you're gonna want it for that separation. Okay, so we only have the shimmers left to use, which clearly I've left space for on my lid. All right, so we're gonna definitely pop the golden color from Just My Luck, Mary Jane. We're gonna pop that on the inner corner as the highlight. So let's go ahead and just do that. I know I'm gonna pop it underneath as well in that little blank space. I'm hoping this will give me an idea. I think I'm gonna spray this. I'm hoping this will give me an idea of if I just want to do the purple shade across the lid or if I wanna do a combo of both of these two, because right now I'm not really sure. So pop that on the inner corner. I'm gonna try to keep it concentrated and not go crazy like I normally do. I'm also gonna take a liner brush and get that Mary Jane shade and spray it and pop that in the blank space underneath. So I guess what I'm probably gonna do is just kind of start small and build just to see how much of this purple shade I wanna use. So I'm gonna use it with my finger. It's a really soft shadow too. All right, and then I'm just gonna start packing this on the lid. Should I have cut the crease? I'm starting to second guess myself. Okay, I kind of feel like I need to cut the crease to make this stand out. So I'm gonna just wipe a little bit of that away. Mostly, I mean, I didn't get too much of the shadow on my lid, but I feel like it needs a base to stick to, like glitter glue or something, but if you did a cut crease and you left your concealer tacky and went right over it fairly quickly, that would kind of do the job for you. So let me cut the crease real quick. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and go right back into Mr. Sandman from the purple palette with my finger and start patting that down over the top of the still tacky concealer. That is definitely pretty. Ooh, I think I'll do the gold. I keep saying gold. I mean, it looks gold even though it came from the green palette, but I think I'm gonna do a little line over the top of the cut crease with it. I think that could be a really pretty accent. Reach the point where my finger doesn't reach, so I'm gonna grab a brush. Okay, and before we move on, I'm gonna go back into the pink palette, into that little shade that we used, and with the same little fluffy brush, just kind of blend this where it meets. And then back into Just My Luck, and I'll take Mary Jane, I'm gonna use that same angled liner brush from earlier and spray it and fill in this little blank space with the golden shade. Golden green shade. I don't know. It doesn't look green at all to me, especially not next to these colors. All right, so that's it, and I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think I will do one last little touch before I say that this is completely over. I'm going to grab the shade from the Ooh La La palette, which was Trove, on a kind of fat pencil brush. I want to just bring it down a little bit more on the lower lash line. Just softly blend it into the blue a bit better. At least on the outer part. That's more of what I'm concerned about, is the outer part. And then how it kind of blends away into the outer portion, the little blown out part. Okay, pretty happy with that. All right, so that's all I'm gonna do. I do think I am gonna do winged liner, so I'll do winged liner, lashes. What lips should we do? I have all these new Glam Light lips, so maybe I'll figure out which one of these I want to use. I got a bunch of the Margarita lips, so I'll definitely use one of these so that you guys can see what it looks like. So let me do all that stuff and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Okay, so this is the finished look. For lips, I ended up going with the Glam Light Grape Margarita lip gloss. So it's kind of a really beautiful iridescent purple. It's gorgeous. I really like it. I definitely could have played it safe and gone with more of the peach margarita look. It would have probably complemented this eye look really well, but I just really wanted to play up the colorful rainbow aspect, especially since we didn't get too crazy on the eyes. So I thought this was a fun little punch, and I like the way it turned out. I think it looks good. Other little things I did, I put yellow in the lower waterline, so Punch from ColourPop, and I just did a black wing, which didn't quite line up with the little flick that I did above, but it doesn't look too bad. It didn't get too over the top and out of control, which is what I'm happy about because I haven't done wings in a while, so they get out of control. And then the lashes are these pizza lashes from Glam Light. This is the Sicilian style. So that is everything I'm wearing. I had a lot of fun doing this. This is not at all what I thought it was going to turn out like. It kind of looks like I was using a palette that was mostly yellow, oranges, and reds. I mean, this upper half looks like it all came from the same palette, doesn't it? It looks like the blue is out of place, but everything else looks like it came from the same palette. It looks like I tried to do a sunset eye and then threw a random pop of blue on the lower lash line. So I really do want to do this again. So maybe I will just revisit and do like a follow-up ColourPop Monochromatic Palette Bingo in the month of August, because I'd really love to see what kind of colors I get next time. I mean, you can't even tell that I used the green palette at all because that Mary Jane shade kind of becomes just a very yellowish gold, so it looks like it belonged in the yellow palette. And this kind of purple shade on the lid, it doesn't really stand out as purple, kind of like how the pink shade kind of blended with the red shade. So I really want to do this again, and hopefully I'll get more like true to tone colors in the selection, like some greens, some like bright pinks, purples, and that way we really get a fun rainbow look. But I'm not mad at this one. I think it turned out really good, and it was fun to play around with all of these palettes in one go. And I'm sure by next month there's probably going to be another monochromatic palette to add into the mix, which I'm not mad at. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.